what are the things that we have to look out before we drink water? Especially water.
Well, when we talk about water, it is just water. And when we talk about pure water, the water being pure means everything has been taken out of it. Dirt, scent, and all those things. Because pure water is colorless, tasteless, and odorless. So, as a rational human being, when you drink water and you realize there is a certain taste inside the water which is unpleasant, you realize that the treatment
has not gone well.
Exactly. When there is odor in the water, there's a problem. When the water tastes some way, there's a problem. Because when the water is pure, it has to be colorless, odorless, tasteless.
Disciplined body can never be denied success. I go by the name Flamboyant Lifestyle, aka what, mankind. And this is the Flamboyant Lifestyle interview. Today I have a brother in the studio here, a very calm guy, a very honest. He doesn't play with his time. He knows what he wants in life. He's having a bit of passion for politics. He's a rebel. He speaks very well. He's an organizer. So many things. An entrepreneur also. Today we've got him into the Flamboyant Lifestyle interview. He's going to tell us so many things about his life, his journey. He's going to motivate us. He's going to inspire us. So without not wasting my time, let's go for a quick break. When I come back, I will introduce the guest to you. Stick and stay. If you just tuning in, you are still watching the Flamboyant Lifestyle interview. And as I said earlier on, today we have a gentle guy in the studio here. I've said so many things. He's a very calm guy, a very honest guy. He doesn't play with his time. Today he's going to tell us so many things about his lifestyle. He's going to let us know more about depression, mental health. He's an entrepreneur. He's going to motivate the youth. He's going to motivate you also watching. So without not wasting my time, let's welcome the guest onto the seat. Yo, bro. Yeah, welcome to the Flamboyant Lifestyle interview.
Thank you.
It's a privilege to have you. You've been here before?
Yes.
A couple of months ago. Or is it a year?
No.
A couple of months.
Yeah.
Okay. For those who don't know you, want to know you more, and today we know that our conversation is going to be very interesting. Someone watching us will pick something from the conversation we're about to have. So for the sake of those who don't know you, I want you to tell us your name. So what's your name?
I'm Darku Wisdom.
Darku Wisdom.
Yes.
Darku.
Yes.
Wisdom. I am away.
Yes.
Which part from Voter region are you from?
Peki.
Peki.
Yes.
Okay. So we are moving on to your educational background.
Yes.
Okay. So where did you commence your primary school?
Well, primary school in Peki.
In primary school in
Yes,
Peki.
yes.
From crèche to basic 6 or
Yes, from grade to class 5.
class 5?
Yes.
Okay. So where did you finish the basic 6?
Yes, after class 5, I had to move to Accra and then continue from class 6.
Class 6.
Until I completed GHS.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So we are coming to your DHS. DHS, where did you commence?
That's in Sakina, MB.
In Sakina, ME.
Yes.
That's the place you completed DHS to.
Yes.
Okay. How about your high school?
High school, I went back to Peki Senior High Technical.
Peki Senior High Technical.
Yes.
Right. I really like the way you're saying Peki. I know you really love Peki. Or that's God has destined for you to be there.
Well, that's my hometown and then...
You love that place,
Yes.
Peki. I wish one day I'll be there. How's the environment over there?
Oh, very serene environment.
A very cool place.
Yes.
How's the people like?
Oh, people are very kind
They are very kind.
and they are hospitable as well.
Okay. So let's move on to your tertiary school. If you want the university level, have you been in any university before?
No, the education ended at the second sector.
Okay, that's the high school that you completed.
Yes.
Are you having any motives to continue the
Well,
tertiary?
well, not. I don't think so for now.
For now, you don't have any vision or anything continuing the school?
No.
Okay. So that's what you do. So right now, what are you doing now? What profession are you?
Well, I am a machine operator, to be precise, in the water production area.
Okay. Machine operator.
Yes.
And you operate the machine that bring out water.
Yes.
Is it sachet water or bottle water?
Sachet water.
Sachet water.
Yes.
So you operate that machine.
Yes.
Okay, so you know much about that machine.
Yes.
So what's the name of that machine that you people use to operate it?
We used to call it Koyo machine.
Koyo machine.
Yeah.
How was it found?
Well, I think the name came from China. They were the producers of the machine.
Okay. So do you know a little bit of history, the reason why they made us to drink sachet water, or do you have a little knowledge about that?
Well, what I know is that, we used to have bottled water back in the days before they decided to come up with pure water.
The sachet one?
Yeah, I think looking at areas like Ghana, Nigeria, and such areas, buying the bottled water is not that easy. So they decided to bring another, they purify the water with the same machines.
Okay.
So with the pure water, the price is relatively low. So it helps people in areas like Ghana and such deprived areas.
Okay. So they decided the ways they used to manufacture the bottled water, they decided to help the thriving countries, especially Africans,
yes,
so that we will bring up a machine so that they can bring a purified water made in sachet,
yes,
so that the prices will be down, so that we can drink a good drinking water.
That's it.
Okay. So them putting the water into the sachet, what is made up of the rubber that they use to manufacture, putting the water into it?
Well, there are materials that they import, and those are the materials they use to produce the rubber in which the water
will contain inside.
Yes.
Do you know how the rubber is being made? Or you don't have any idea about it?
Well, I've seen the kind of materials they use
making the rubber.
Yes.
How is the rubber being made? Or you are not there to see?
Well,
have you seen them making the rubber before?
I've seen the machines that they use.
Making the rubber?
Yes, but when you go to their factory, because you don't work with them, they don't allow you to get into some areas to see everything about it.
Okay, that reminds me of a quote: "Secret is power."
So
the secret they used to modify the rubber in which the water will be in, they will not let you know, but they will let you see the end product of the rubber just for you to put in the water.
Yes.
Okay, so as a young guy that you decided to be in a pure water business or sachet water, filtered water, what made you sat down and you decided to let that thing to be your main purpose in life? How was it? Because of financial issues, or because you sat down and you knew that water is something that is very essential in mankind's life, so let me just make it my main priority to be around water, producing good water for people to drink? Or it's just because of, like I said earlier, financial issue?
Well, not necessarily financial issue, and not also to be in that field. But then when I completed junior high, I had an opportunity to work in one of the companies that produce this sachet water. And then aside working in that company, growing up, I had the mindset of setting myself free, doing my own thing, not working under anybody. So whatever being the case, if it had not been in that field, probably it would have been in any other field. But then the motive was to do something on my own and then set myself free.
Okay. So the main motive is do something on your own.
Yes.
How did you sit down to think about that you have to do something on your own?
Well, I had that idea because growing up as a youth or as a little boy, I went through a lot of oppression.
Okay.
And then growing up, I decided to make my freedom my priority. So whatever being the case, I just wanted to set myself free, do my own business where no one will force you to do what you are not willing to do. And that was it.
Okay. So when was the first time you wanted to work or you wanted to be in the pure water business? How did you feel when you find yourself in the environment in which they were making the pure water? How was the feeling like when you stepped in there? You start working with them. How was the feeling like?
Well, I was okay working as I entered as a new person who just completed SHS. But then I realized that the work was a little difficult, and then the pay is not anything good to write home about. It's something small that you can't save any
amount from it.
So I realized that you could be doing this work for years and then you can't make any progress. So growing up, I had that mindset that with time I have to gather myself, raise some amount, and then start something on my own.
Okay. So when you went into the factory, what was the factory name? The better factory that you started working with?
Well,
if you can remember.
I can remember, but I wish I don't
disclose them. Yes. Okay. So when you started working, what were you doing over there when you started working with them?
Well, I started as a loader. When the water is produced, we will load the trucks and then they go for supply. And sometimes when the suppliers need people to help them, we join and then go and offload and then we come back.
Okay, so you were loading?
Simply as a loading boy, yes.
You started as a loading boy?
Yes.
Okay. So as times went on, when you were loading, did you progress to another level?
Well.
And what level did you progress to?
Well, at that time, we were running on shifts. It got to a time it was 3 shifts. People will come in the morning, others come in the afternoon, and then at night. So sometimes when I'm at home and then I'm less busy, I'm not doing anything, I come earlier than the time that I'm supposed to come, and then I will come and start helping those who are producing the water. I will sit by them and then I'll be bagging the water because it's not yet my time to start my loading work. So that was how I started learning how to bag the water little by little. So before I left that first company, I'd already known how to bag the water.
Okay, so you learned the bagging from the company that you don't want to disclose their name.
Yes.
So when you went to your next company, you started as a bagger over there?
Yes,
bagging.
exactly.
Okay. And did you learn anything from there, the new place that you went?
Well, when I entered into the new place, in fact, I went in search of the loading work, and then they told me this place, they are not ready to employ loaders for now and then. The only vacancy they have is for people who can bag. Wow. And then I told them, yes.
You have the experience?
Yes. And then they employed me, and that was where I had a certain young man who was very good. He was a machine operator then, and then started learning from him little by little. Whenever I see something that I don't understand, I ask, and then he will explain to me. Then that's where I worked for about 3.5 years, and then I was able to master how to work on the machine.
Okay. So from the loading to the bagging,
yes.
now you are getting closer to the machine.
Yes.
So when you get closer to the machine, what were you doing with the machine?
Well, they employed me as a bagger, as I told you earlier. But then, because I had a man over there who was a machine operator, and he was a very good man, I started getting closer to him, and then he was teaching me how to
operate the
machine.
How is the machine operated?
Well, I don't know how to explain.
Is it something that is very skillful, or you have to be very vigilant doing it, or you just coming closer to it, you can just pick it up, or it's something that you have to learn it well and learn it every day before you can do it?
Yes, it will take so much time because working on that machine is a little complex. Okay. There are so many things, and you know the machine is a little dangerous as well. It can cut your hand.
Wow.
So it's not that easy. It will take time before you learn how to work on it, and then when it gets spoiled, you can fix it and all that.
Okay, so how is the water getting into the rubber? Do you put the rubber under the machine, or how is it being operated? Or is the rubber being fixed into the machine, then you press something for the water to be filled? How is the process like?
Well, you know, the rubber, we call it roll.
Roll, okay.
So there is a space in the machine where the roll is fixed.
Okay.
So when you fix the roll and then you pull it, there is an aspect of the machine that will seal it, and then the other one will cut it when the water gets into it. And there is a pump that pumps the water from the treated tank into the rubber. Okay. So when you fix the roll and everything is done, you put on the pump and open the water. Okay. Then the water pours into it, and then the process
begins.
Yes.
So does it cut itself or you have to do it yourself?
It cuts itself.
Okay, so it will fill the rubber and when it's full then it cuts itself.
Yes.
Okay. Since you've been into this water business for a long time, you are thinking about people's life, drinking water, because without water we can't live.
Yes.
Because water is life.
Yes.
How is the water being treated? How do you people treat the water before the water gets to us? Because some pure waters, some brands, I don't want to mention any name. If you drink the water, you feel very, very uncomfortable. But some waters, if you drink, you feel very okay. How is it different from a water will be tasting very well and a water will be very tasting very, very, I don't want to use the word bad, but not tasting well like the other ones. How is it being treated?
Well, that is why you need the know-how. You know, you can't know, it is not just for anybody to enter into it and then just doing anything. There is a machine that is known as the arrow machine. It filters the water and there is some, I don't know how to call it, we call a certain thing that the water passes through, we call it bombola.
Okay.
You know, they all have their role they play to make the water treated before it enters into a poly tank, before a pump pulls it into the machine for it to be produced.
Okay, is it basically a well water or what water do you people normally use? And do you use chemicals to purify the water before the water is being filtered for us to drink?
No, we don't use chemical. You know, there is a certain thing that is inside the arrow machine that I spoke about. We call it membrane.
Membrane. Okay.
Yes, it extracts all the salt and the hardness from the water before it enters into
another part.
Yes. So it's not about chemical.
So you can use any ordinary water, but the machine will purify and do everything. Okay.
Yes, yes.
But how come some water can just come out? The water doesn't taste well, but others taste very nice. I don't want to mention any brand's name, but some of the waters are very, very bad. How does it end up that way?
Well, it depends on the treatment. You know, sometimes, as I told you about the membrane, that treats the water and extract the hardness and the salt and all that out of the water. Sometimes, when it gets spoiled, people are not ready to replace it because it's a little expensive. And then sometimes to where you get the raw water, you know, every area with how the raw water is. When the area is muddy, the raw water, you know, it's not as the same as areas that are not muddy.
Okay.
So it depends on the treatment and the person involved in the work. That is why it will come out and some will taste good and some will.
Okay, so if you are about to advise someone who really want to enter into water business, what will you tell the person? Because the way you are saying that if you find yourself in a place that the place is muddy, it will affect the water.
Yes.
And if you find a place that the place is dry, it will also affect the water. So that doesn't mean the people who their waters are very bad, are not tasting very well. They are in places where it's very muddy or there are places that is dry.
Not necessarily about the muddy place or a dry place. You know, the raw water you're using depends on how you treat it.
Okay.
You know, the machine that treats the water divides the water and takes the wastewater away and then the treated water. So when the raw water is not that good, there is a way we gauge it and then make the raw water or the wastewater go small.
Okay.
So there's a lot into it. And there are some filters we use to take dust and other substance out of the water.
Okay, when you were saying, you said there is a certain part of the machine that filters the water, draws the dirt and all those things. You said some people are not willing to change it because it's quite expensive.
Yes.
So the people who change it a lot, that they bring out quality water for us to drink. Or is it what you are trying to let us know?
Yes, that's it.
So the people who does not change it, do you think they don't care about our health, or is there any health issues when they don't change those parts of the body part that brings the water out? Is there any health issues among us?
As you said earlier, water is life, and then you know when you are drinking water that is not treated well, certainly there will be a health issue. You know about typhoid and all that. It has to do with death. So when you are drinking a water that is not treated well, it could cause you harm.
Okay, so what will you tell someone watching us right now that if the person just finding water drinking, what are the things that we have to look out before we drink water? Especially water.
Well, when we talk about water, it is just water. And when we talk about pure water, the water being pure means everything has been taken out of it. Dirt, scent, and all those things. Because pure water is colorless, tasteless, and odorless. So, as a rational human being, when you drink water and you realize there's a certain taste inside the water which is unpleasant, you realize that the treatment
has not gone well.
Exactly. When there's odor in the water, there's a problem. When the water tastes some way, there's a problem. Because when the water is pure, it has to be colorless, odorless, tasteless, and all that.
Okay. Some waters, if they are in the bag, they are in the bag that is lying down very quietly. When you taste it, it tastes very good. But when you transfer it into the fridge and the fridge becomes very cool, if you taste it, the taste has changed. What makes that water to be changing that taste?
Well, the problem is that if you want to know the water is correct, it needs to be drunk when it is not in the fridge.
Okay.
So talking about the fridge, sometimes people pack their fridge with so many things, and water is in such a way that when you place a water here and then an onion maybe closer to it, before you realize the scent of the onion gets into it. So people pack their fridge with so many things and then put water in another side. Before you realize, the scent of some of the things in the fridge gets into it. So water itself, when you want to know whether the water is good or not, it needs to be in normal temperature, not in the fridge, before you can know that this water is okay.
Okay, the conversation is getting very interesting and very, very interesting. And I call him King Protein because I know him. He's a very good friend of mine. So that's the name I'll endorse for you people. He's called King Protein, right? He said Darku. Darku what? Darku wisdom. But he's popularly known as King Protein. He has said a lot in this treatment of water and all those things. So we don't know wasting my time. We are just going for a quick break. When we come back, we are going to learn more about the reason why the onion scent is being transferred into the water. So stick and stay. If you just tune in, you are still watching the Flamboyant Lifestyle interview. And we are still here with King Protein. He has said so many things about the treatment of water. And now we are about to know the reason why the onion scent has been transferred into the water when it's being placed into the fridge. Okay, bro, we are back from this quick break. It's not a commercial break. So if you want us to just be advertising your product and everything, just contact me so that we can just give you an advertisement so that your things can be known and can be heard. Okay, bro, before we went for the quick commercial break, you were saying something about when water is being placed in the fridge, yes, and there's onion. The onion scent will just enter into the water. What makes it happen that way?
We learned something in integrated science known as diffusion.
Okay.
How a scent can be transferred into
another object.
So
diffusion has been taking place.
Exactly. So whenever you place a water in the fridge and there are other things in the fridge, the scent of those things can get into the water. That is why it is advised that if maybe you are selling water or you want to put water in the fridge, you need to have a separate
place
fridge for water. Yes.
So you don't have to be mixing. Some people have been mixing maybe cabbage, carrots. By all means, all those scents will enter into into the water.
Yes.
Okay. So people who are selling waters for us to drink, please think about our health. Just separate the water. If you don't have money to buy fridge, some people have been using the fridge there. They have been using it at home selling water. Why are you doing this to us? Just know and think about our health so that scent and all those things will not be entering into the water for us to drink. Okay, I want to know, when water is being sold for people to drink, what are some of the benefits when people drink a pure water? Benefit that people drink pure water. What are the essential benefits people get when you drink pure water? Meanwhile, the people also drinking water that is not being treated. What are the things they get from both waters?
Well, as it is known according to science that water takes about 70% of the human body. So you know, water is very important to the body, and every human being needs to stay hydrated. So it's good to be very cautious about the kind of water you drink. And if you don't drink clean water, it will be detrimental to your own health. So you need to advise yourself the kind of water you buy and drink.
Okay. I learned that you're an entrepreneur. Is it the pure water business that you do?
Yes.
Okay, what's the name of your pure water?
Samaria.
Samaria.
Yes.
It's just Samaria.
Samaria and Sioux.
Samaria and Sioux. What inspired that name?
Well, uh, I think we keep that for another
Another.
conversation.
Oh, it just came up into the head for you to just name your brand name Samaria and Sioux.
No, so many things went in place.
Before it sat down.
Yes.
Coming out. Are you the only person in that business, or are you with partners?
Well, I have one partner that we'll be working together.
Okay, so what made you decided to bring out your own pure water business or pure water factory for you to produce good water for us to? Because I've done some of the water. It's very unfortunate that some is not in the studios right now. It's a very, very nice drinking water. What made you decided to become an entrepreneur, bringing pure water out for us to drink?
Well, the main idea was to be a free man and be on my own and do something on my own.
Okay.
That was the main idea.
To be a free man.
Yes.
So if you want to be a free man, just enter into a pure water business. And what again?
Oh, not necessarily into a pure water business, but then, you know, when you are working for people, they give you time that you come to work, they decide the amount they pay you, and then you realize that you are not on your own.
Okay.
So not necessarily into pure water business, but any entrepreneur who does his own business is a free man. You know, you decide when to wake up, when to go to work, when to do anything, when to travel and all that.
Okay. So the conversation has been very interesting, and we are coming to the end of the interview because you've enlightened us a lot. You've made us know good water, water that is good, water that has been treated well. So right now I know that if the water is not tasting well, I know that that part of the machine that filters the water that has been dead. So I don't have to take in that water. I have to go into taking the water that is very quiet, because if you want to really think about your health, you think about yourself. Because if you don't have life, you can't do anything on this planet Earth. Even if God will bless you and you don't have life and you are sick, you what? You can't move about, or you can't do what you really want to do. So I want you to look into the lens of the camera. Tell someone who is watching. Tell someone, because in this part of our country, a lot of us are saying that there is no work. And the way that people are waiting for people to open work for them to do as an entrepreneur. Look into the lens. Advise someone who doesn't have anything to do, someone who is striving hard to find ends meet, someone who really wants to do something for himself but doesn't know where to start. Look into the lens of the camera and just tell those people something so that they can know what to do.
Okay. As a young man or as a youth, in fact, if you really want to do something for yourself, you need to have a vision, and then as a visionary, in fact, it's all about manual work against mental works. So if indeed you want to really do something for yourself, you need to put your mental works into action, and then sit, think, and then have visions and think about what exactly you want to do in future and how you want your life to be. In fact, it starts with making a decision on your own. If you want to be an entrepreneur, it's a decision, and then you start working towards it. If you want to acquire a skill and work for people, that's your own decision. If you want to go to school and work for the government, that's also good. It's your own decision. It's all about having a vision, putting your mental works into action, and then know what you want to do for yourself, and then whatever it is just possible. Whatever you want to do, it's possible.
Okay, whatever you want to do, it is what? It is possible. King Protein has said a lot. He has advised us to do what? To just put our mental health before indulging in anything. You watching us right now, you are really, really blessed. Don't look at the entertainment part of this interview, because Flamboyant Lifestyle interview is there to educate. It's there to send information, because entertainment has taken almost all our media space. But Flamboyant Lifestyle interview is there, it's just to entertain us, to be informed and to be aware about our surrounding. Today we talk about pure water. I said that you have to drink very good water. God will bless you for watching this interview. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Right now we are about 1.5k. God is being so good, and also because of your own effort, letting people to subscribe. When the video is being sent to you, or when the video, if you finish watching this nice and very educative video, don't just keep this video. Put it in groups. Don't be selfish, please. Don't like you're helping someone. Don't like no flamboyant this. Just do it for someone's sake, because this information is very, very vital. It's going to save someone's life, and that person will be ending up spending billions or millions treating him or herself, because water is what? Water is life. Subscribe to the channel. Let a brother, a sister, uncle, let that person subscribe to the channel. And also you can follow me on all social media platforms. I'm on Twitter. I post every day over there, inspiring and also motivating, because I'm a speaker. I empower people, and also I'm an informer. So if you follow me over there, you can get on Twitter is Flamboyant Life 1. And if you go to Instagram, it's Flamboyant_lifestyle 1. Just follow me over there. I'm not on Facebook, so just follow me on Twitter, on Instagram. I'm actively on Twitter and also Instagram and also WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number will be out soon, so that if you have any issue about your mental health condition, I can just brief you and just give you ways and means that you can pass through, and everything will go up very well. Flambo will be my name. Make sure you enjoy yourself, but make sure you love yourself before you can love another person. Have a great day, have a good night, and have a nice morning.